Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and to another grocery haul video. This one is super exciting. This is probably the biggest one that I've done. Definitely the biggest one with Naturally a Deal. Maybe the biggest one ever. It's exciting, but I have a lot to get done to get into fridge and freezer before I can call this day done. So as you can see behind me, dining room is a bit of a mess. And I don't even have time or inclination to unbox stuff and make it look all pretty for you for this video. You're gonna see it just raw and real. This is how it is. I at least all stacked it in here because sometimes I just put it directly away, but all this stuff I have to go through and see what is going where and repackage a lot of the meats and figure out where this produce is going and stuff. So you get it all just right here. And so here, so I'm gonna walk you through everything I got. And I will preface everything by saying that I've already, I stopped at a restaurant supply store and I got 2 boxes, 40 pounds each of boneless, skinless chicken breasts for an amazing deal. I couldn't beat it. It was $1.72 a pound, which is crazy good. And one of the boxes was what they call an opportunity. It was 25% off. So how can you say no to good deals? So those 80 pounds, well, minus like the 5 pounds or so I fed the dogs for dinner, 75 pounds, 10.5 bags, gallon size are in the freezer already. Done. They were thawed, they were juicy, they were making a mess, so they had to get done right away. Then I had dinner after all of my days shopping. It's like some miles I cover, gone everywhere out of town and all around. So got dinner done, got a coffee going, and yeah, now we are set to tackle all this stuff here. Did I already say that this is probably the biggest haul I've gotten before? But not only that, but I got what I ordered, but then extras. Let's dive in, shall we? Okay, here's where it is for starters, to give you an overview. Everything I got here. Yeah. Might as well start right here. This is green onions. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at all these green onions. These are organic green onions. And I don't remember how many are in this case. This is a whole case, but there's a lot of them. Let me get it open. Okay, I needed 2 hands to open that box. So here we are. I got a decent, I got a load. I got a case of these. My plan is to make some green onion powder with them. Use some fresh, of course, but these ones I'm especially concerned about getting them in the fridge. But they look pretty good. They're not looking wilty right now, so I'm happy to see that. But I'll get them in the fridge ASAP. So there's that. And right here we've got Fuji apples. These are IPM. From a farm out in Pennsylvania. These are like direct from the farmer, which is really cool. IPM is integrated pest management, which means they are not organic, but they are also not chemically sprayed like conventionally grown. They kind of only spray as needed. A lot of times it's done on the perimeter of the orchard to keep the pests out. But here you go. I got a bushel. Now, I only ordered half a bushel. And I was like, are you sure about this? This looks awfully big for half a bushel. I mean, for real, this is not 22 pounds. And confirmed that nobody else was, short apples. So it just looks like it was a mix-up. And I got extra apples and no additional charge. He's like, just take them. I'm like, okay. So now I have an entire bushel of Fuji apples. I ate one of these on the way home. It was incredibly delicious. So sweet and juicy, so crunchy. I love Fuji. These are gonna be for my almond butter. This is like dessert almond butter slices. And then I'm gonna try again to make some like dried apple powder, but it's really hard because it's sweet and so it just gets clumpy really fast. So we're gonna see if I can do that, but frozen ones for sure. I'll make some raw desserts as well freezing some also for smoothies and just because. And what else was I gonna do with them? Oh yeah, I'm gonna ferment some. I'm gonna make some apple cider vinegar of my own, which is really good. And then I'm gonna ferment some just for eating, you know, as well too, just like with some cinnamon flavoring too. Really exciting. And then fresh eating, of course. So these probably gonna have to put in the shed for it to be cooler, because there's no way I can fit a bushel of apples in the fridge. I don't have an extra fridge. So and here I have lemons. Just need lemons, a source of organic lemons. I was really excited to find these. Great price. Don't ask me what it was. I'll post it here. But I got a case of them, so I think there's 6 of these bags in here, 6 2-pound bags. And I'm gonna make some preserved lemons for sure with them, because those are so tasty, preserved lemons. And then just for fresh eating as well. So as many of these can go in the fridge, I'll get in the fridge. Down here, corned beef. This was one of my bonus things that I got. A customer didn't arrive to pick up their order, so you pay on arrival, and so he couldn't take these back, and you know, so a few customers that were there were helping out and buying them from him, you know, right there for great discounted prices. So I got corned beef. So either my husband or the dogs will have that as a treat. That was pretty cool. Great price on that. And then over here, I got, this is from another item from that customer's order. He had a big order too, he or she. I've gotten these before. There's 6 number 10 cans, so they're the huge cans. And there's 6 of them in here. And I got them for like, I don't know, 30% off what I would have paid, or what I did pay when I bought them, you know, so they're organic. There's nothing else in them but the tomatoes, which is great. And then what's this box here? Oh, Gala apples. More apples. These look really nice too. These are from the same farm out in Pennsylvania. We'll see how my husband likes them, because they feel pretty hard. He really likes the crisp. And oftentimes Galas aren't, because they've been sitting around in storage for so long. Awesome. So that's like 21 pounds right there. And then these 5 boxes are chicken breasts with rib meat. Only this is like, I got this before, and this is deli slice typed kind of meat. Not that thin, but it's sliced that way. And it's awesome, easy for the dogs to feed them. Just comes in 2 bags in here, 5 pounds each. So I think I'm just gonna put, so yeah, just 2. Oh, these are really frozen too. So I think I'm gonna try and fit these in the freezer in the box, because this is a really cheap plastic, but it'll save me Ziploc. And then I can just grab out 1/2 5 pounds at a time for the dogs, and this will keep it more organized. But you can't really see it in here, but they are just, it's already starting to thaw, but it's just sliced. It's really crazy. But 50 pounds. 50 pounds of meat for the dogs. And then here are chicken leg quarters I got from them for the first time. My dogs do love chicken leg quarters, and this is 5 bags, 5 10-pound bags in a case for a really great price, as is everything that I get with Naturally a Deal. So excited for those. And these are also still really frozen, which is great. So these are going to go directly into the freezer, and then either I can thaw them at a later time to divide them up. They usually get like 1 each for breakfast, so this should be like 3 meals usually in here, but I may just take 1 big bag out at once and put it in the fridge and go from there, but we'll see. This I'm excited about. This is another last minute add-on. They picked these up from a farmer in, I think it was Tennessee. These are the cheese pumpkins. Long Island cheese. These are your amazing, like, fiberless, delicious pumpkins for everything tasty that you want to make. So I got 4 of them in here. This is like, I don't know, 35 pounds approximately. I got these. I am growing some of these in the garden, but who knows if my crop is going to turn out. I've been inundated with, you know, cucumber beetles, and then the pickle worm is like taking over everything. So I wanted to make sure that I had a few. So these can go right into storage. Don't have to do anything with them, which is awesome. Then I got some garlic. I loved the garlic I got last time, so I got some more. Basically for $1 a bulb. So I'm going to ferment some of these this time. I said I was going to do that last time, and I never was able to, so I've just been eating them fresh and everything. So I'm going to ferment a jar or 2 of those. And then, oh, here, now that I've unboxed it, this is honey. Raw, unfiltered, processed Canadian honey. I am really excited about this. And but they even tell you what flowers, too. Wow, awesome. Honey never goes bad. So you can just save this forever, and considering I don't like the price of maple syrup anymore and I'm irritated about that, honey I think is a great alternate, and again, it lasts forever, so got that. And it's heavy. Oh gosh. This is a box. They had some freezer items that were they were offering just for sale right at the truck that you could just, you know, grab if you wanted and just, you know, pay for it. This was $5 for some sweet peas. So I thought, what a great deal. So let's see what they look like. Oh, cool. Nice. That's all that. Oh, and then I forgot to tell you while I was over there, these are the Cornish game hens that I got before that the dogs love. They're like 79 cents a pound or something like that. So it's just under $19 for 30 pounds. So I got 3 of them. I ordered 3. So 90 pounds I was getting. And then that infamous customer who ditched on their order had a box. And I was like, oh, for real? I'll take another box. He gave them to me for $10. So I was like, really? Yeah, we're gonna take them. And then I got a 50-pound bag of potatoes. Organic russet potatoes. They come packaged, you know, in these bags as well, but I'm hoping because of the cooler temps that these will last a long time, you know, in the shed where it's getting, you know, cooler out. So fingers crossed. I think the last thing I want to share with you is I'm excited but scared all at the same time. You can see what this is, right? Oh. This is organic celery. And I saw this and didn't order it because it's a case. It's like a lot of celery. Oh my gosh. These were left behind by the customer, didn't come, and you know, it's fresh produce. They can't take this back and all, so I said, okay, I'll take it. And I was like, wow, look at all this. I don't even know how many are in here. Celery powder. That's what I'm dying to make with this, is celery powder. Just gonna take forever to dehydrate, so I gotta get this going like ASAP so I can be cycling through. One of my dehydrators is just not turning on right now. I mean, the power comes on, but it's an electric one, and it just has buttons to start it, and the fan is not coming on, so I don't know why. My other Excalibur, I've had forever, that I've been concerned that it's gonna do that on me because it's been really hard to start. It's just got the knob, and it's like the fan's not firing up. That's been doing fine. It's just starting right up, you know? But then the other one that I thought was good, it's my newer one. So I only have one dehydrator right now. One dehydrator. It's gonna be crazy. So, there you have it. This box of celery, I got it for like 60% off. Again, I couldn't say no. It's just amazing. So I'm so grateful that they offered them to you at a deal like that. I mean, it's still amazing food to pay the full price, you know, but because you're willing to help out and take something off their hands, you know, last minute on the fly like that they give you a discount, that's just really cool. So I'm glad I could help, but I spent more than I was expecting to. Now I'm gonna get to it and start putting it all away. fingers crossed I can find space for everything. So it is 2 weeks later, and I also have my Azure haul to share with you. Oh, and there's a daddy long leg spider sitting on my blinds. Okay. Squirrel. This Azure order came 2 or 3 days after my Naturally Ideal order pickup was, but I had no time to do anything about it. So it's been sitting here on the table, and I want to have dinner at our table again. So I got some of the other stuff cleaned away. Now to share this with you and give you an update on what I've been doing with the produce, the caseloads of produce that I picked up. So here goes. A pretty small order this time from Azure, but price of the cashews has started going back down, so I can get them again. Not as cheap as they used to be, but still much better than last year. These pieces are awesome. So raw, non-GMO. Balsamic vinegar. This one I really like in the small size, so I got it as a gallon. It's like $41 or $42, which to me still seems expensive, but this stuff is really good, and I have this amazing recipe for balsamic vinaigrette with beans from the garden that, holy cow, it was worth it. Popcorn, my husband loves popcorn, likes the white better than the yellow, and I can't find a better deal anywhere than the organic stuff from Azure. Same thing with the nutritional yeast. This is the best deal, and I do love this for making a lot of my raw dishes. Sorry, that's my dog. He's noisy with his toy and his toenails. So my nutritional yeast, I love, makes great nacho cheese sauce out of cashews, bell peppers, nutritional yeast, a little bit of olive oil, garlic, and water. That's about it. I mean, it tastes super good. These I got from my husband. Organic chocolate peanut butter cups. He prefers the almond ones, but they haven't had almond butter ones in, I don't know, it feels like a year now, but at least 6 months or something. I'll show you the ingredients. Cocoa beans, peanut butter, sugar, cocoa butter, more sugar, peanut flour, sea salt, rosemary, vanilla ground bean. So this is our deal because he likes Reese's peanut butter cups, and these are way better. So I got him some, and he's clearly already been eating them. He likes to take them to work. Dryer sheets, also something I just want to stay stocked in, so I just got one more box of those. We still have some. These I got a box of. They work really good when you're camping. They don't last forever, so it's like one stick, yeah, burns approximately an hour. It's true, it's about an hour, and it does keep the mosquitoes away, so just to have a few more on hand is kind of cool. You can never not buy seeds, right? So I wanted to try and grow onions this winter, like to overwinter them, to get stuff out early in the spring. I don't know, so these are what I got. Bermuda, red torpedo, bunching. Bermuda, also known as crystal white wax. The other one I wanted to get, they didn't have anywhere. Rattlesnake pole. These are for next year. Purple streaks, green pods, yum. Hot and humid areas. Anything that says hot and humid areas, I'm sold. And the newsletter that I love to read. This is a great article. Side note, it was emails as well. Wild edibles, part 2. So I'm sure part 1 was last month. I didn't put an order in, I missed the date. But they show you the plants, the non-common plants too, like not the ones that everybody always finds, right? Just some different ones, which is kind of cool. And after reading this article, of course, I go out for a walk with my dogs, and comfrey. My comfrey hasn't bloomed yet. I have some in the garden, but this was what I came across. Chicory. I'm like, oh, there it is, right on the side of the road. So just a good article. I do like this newsletter. 2 other things I got not pictured here because I already put them away because they were so big, and it was a bag of organic yellow onions 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 40 pound bag for $50. And then I got a bag of Himalayan pink sea salt, right? Himalayan pink salt. Can't be sea salt, it's from a rock. And it was 40 pounds for $66, I think. Yeah, best price I've found for salt, like anywhere. And for all the fermenting that I'm doing and food preservation, just salt is key. Great barter item as well, so I definitely don't want to run out of salt. And is a forever plan that I keep doing is planting for chickens, right? And so I have a veggie bed that I planted for chickens. I have food for chickens. I was also watching a YouTube video, I think it was Three Rivers Homestead, on how to preserve eggs in salt to make, what is it, a cheese replacement? And I don't eat dairy anyway, and my husband loves eggs though, but I thought, well, how fun would that be? But you need a lot of salt for it. I mean, because it like sits in a couple inches of salt in order to preserve these eggs. And you can reuse it for more eggs, just refresh it in a dehydrator, dry it back out and reuse it, but it still needs a lot of salt. So anyway, that was just another reason why I was like, get some more salt. So those two things completes this order. And then now, let me show you what I did. Remember that beef I bought from Naturally a Deal a couple months back? It was the beef clod, like just from the chuck portion, I guess the shoulder. Yeah, I had 30 pounds of beef fat, and I needed room in the freezer for the new stuff that I got just this last haul, so check this out. I made tallow. Look at this. That's my other dog, one's in. And it's actually solid. It worked, right? Look at that. Can you see the gap? It's not moving. It sealed itself because it was hot when I put it in here. So cool. I did have like something, this is my first time making tallow, rendering the beef fat down into tallow, and I'm not an expert by any means. I had, I don't know, some results I'm not sure of. Like this one never solidified. This is the last one I did. I did it in the slow cooker, and I even did it on high. It went forever. It even went overnight. I put it on low overnight and it was still bubbling away. And when it finally stopped bubbling, I bottled it like this, and the jars sealed themselves, but I don't know why I didn't solidify. So there's that one. That was my fourth round. First round, I did it low and slow, like she said, on Homesteading Family. Awesome video on it. She did pork, turned it into lard, and very clear, good direction. She, you know, everybody's like, it's the same thing to do tallow. So I did that. Low and slow was too low and slow on my electric oven, and I had to give up finally and go to bed. It went all day. Kept stirring it occasionally, and then I started it back up in the morning when I got up, and once it finally stopped bubbling, I jarred it. The jar is again sealed, and it looks better than this one, but it's still not completely solid. So I don't know what that means, what to do, how to fix it, but I do know that numbers 2 and 3 in the middle worked really well. So I turned my oven up a little bit, so like half a number. So I mean, it goes from like 0 to 8 and then high. So I went like half a number up from 2 to 2.5, and it went so much quicker. Still went well. It cooked the Crispies, the leftovers, like ones, you know, the meat, any tendons, all that stuff that's not fat that's left, it turns into these amazing Crispies. Oh, I should show you that. My husband loves them. Dogs too. Oh my gosh. Dogs go crazy for them. So I went and got them out of the freezer, and yeah, I already have a nose right there. Okay. My husband left out the jar of them with the lid on and clipped on, right? They were still begging for them in the morning when I came out, but what are these things? They're just what's left, and they're crispy, and I mean, they smell like amazing if you want to eat meat and beef and all. I mean, I don't eat meat, so It actually was making me sick, all of the smell of this beef processing for like, I don't know, I feel it was 3 days. Because I only have a certain size of a pan that's, you know, like for cooking pasta and whatnot, even just a regular kind of pan, and so it can only do so much. So that's why it took me 4 batches to do 30 pounds, and I was done smelling beef fat. But I'm super happy that I did it, and I had some wins, and the ones that aren't, I don't know if they're like bad, but I mean, I'll figure that out as I go, and I'll figure out how to use them. So what to use this for? Any ideas? I know that skincare products are made with tallow, which is kind of interesting, and I know you can kind of use it as like a replacement for shortening, but I don't use shortening anyway. And then maybe like a butter type thing. It would probably taste good on like potatoes and things, maybe as an oil to season your pans. I was actually thinking, yeah, I don't know, I'm not thinking anything right now except I got a bunch of Crispies in the freezer and all this oil, which is really cool. So that was taking care of the beef fat. Then I had that big box of green onions. Here they go, I dehydrated them, except for a few fresh ones, but I got one, let me show you. So I started out just kind of combining everything into one, the greens and the whites, and then I decided, well, let me separate them. Because these are amazing. I was gonna turn them into a greens powder, but holy cow, these are so fun and crispy and like would be amazing toppers on anything and everything, salads and soups and sandwiches and all that. And then here's the white ones, right? So I was like, I don't know, I'm debating what to do about them. I think I'm gonna grind this one. This one might be the one to give me a little bit of powder, and then these two. So I mean, clearly it takes a lot to give you this, because I mean, I had a case of them and I only saved about like 6 of them, 6 or 7 for fresh eating. But I got those done, which is great. And then all the celery. Here's my celery. Look at this. I got 3 jars. Again, I'm gonna turn this into celery powder. And this I will turn into powder because it doesn't reconstitute very well, I don't think. So I'll turn that into powder. But I got all the celery done. I kept a few for fresh eating and then using in recipes. I am regrowing the celery bases. And look at this. So these are my first ones, tallest ones, and then it went, you know, this way, and then I started into the next tray. This is as many, you know, heads of celery as I had, minus the ones I'm using fresh, and look at that, they're totally regrowing. Excited about it. I mean, it looks kind of gross down here, but look, they got roots. I just keep changing out the water, freshening it up. They're getting really thirsty lately now. They've got a lot more greens, so gonna see how they do and at what point, you know, I want to harvest them. But I was excited for that. More food. And I almost forgot to show you the apples. For real? I'm gonna take those jars and put them away, and where the other jars are sitting, I've got my apples turning into apple cider vinegar. So I followed Doug and Stacy off grid and did 3 of her apple recipes. The fermented apples in cinnamon and a little bit of salt. I think that's it, right? They're really good, surprisingly, they're really good. So I'm gonna make some more. I just did 1 jar to test them out. Then this is the apple cider vinegar. So it is sugar. Sugar is doing the fermentation. So this one's gonna take a little while. So like, every day I'm supposed to be shaking it, so just releasing the pressure on it right now. I'm gonna shake it up because these are sitting above the liquid. Eventually they're supposed to sink down, so we'll see how things go. And I'm also making Stacy's apple brandy. So excited for how that is gonna turn out. I'll keep you posted. I think that's it. So today, the ordering window for Naturally Ideal opened up again. We'll see what I get this time. I'm feeling really stocked up right now. I mean, the freezer is packed. I've got all of this stuff going on. I've got garden produce I have to harvest today and get preserving because the weather is taking a turn to be really cold tonight and later this week. So we'll see what I order, but there you go. there's my 2 hauls and what I've done with some of the produce that I got in my hauls. So I will see you next time. Bye for now, guys.